Today we have discussed instance variable, instance constructor, instance method. Now we are entering into static variable. What is a static variable?
Variable which is declared outside the method and inside the class with a static keyword is static
By using
variable.
static keyword is called static variable. When the memory will be allocated for static variable?
When the class is loading.
When the class is loading. When the memory is deallocated for static variable?
When class is unloading.
When the class is unloading. So uh, what is the nature of the static variable? It will create only
It will hold the same value
is
for
a
all the
common
objects.
field for
objects.
all the objects. So instance variable will create multiple times. It will create for every object, but static variable will create only
Once.
static variable will create only once when the class is
One time. Loading.
when the class is
Loading.
the class is loading. Okay, it will deallocate the memory when the class is unloading. So when the class will load, because we have discussed class loading system also. We have
CLR needs.
CLR requires a concerned class member.
Yeah, whenever CLR required concerned class member, class will be loading. When the class will be unloading?
When CLR is
Whenever once application execution is completed, all the classes will be unloading. Right.
Unloaded
So,
at a time.
right. When we will go for instance variable, when we will go for static variable?
When we want to store different values for all the objects, we go for instance variable.
Whenever
when we want to
create a field for every object with a different value, we'll go with what? Instance variable.
Instance
When we go
variable.
for static variable,
Whenever we want
And
to
now
the field is common for all the
all
objects.
the objects will go for what? Static variable. In
static variable.
Static
in
variable.
employee class, employee number is which variable?
instance
Instance.
Employee name,
instance
salary,
Instance.
and company name, static. Okay. So how to initialize instance variable?
using constructor
Inside the-
or the normal method.
By
Creating an object.
constructor, by using parameterized constructor or method. Sometimes we'll use method also. But now we have to understand how to initialize static variable. How to initialize static variable. How to initialize static variable. Come on. How to initialize static variable.
Using the keyword static.
How to initialize static variable. What is the initialization mechanism for static variable?
Class name dot variable.
So instance variable initialization mechanism is instance constructor. Static variable initialization mechanism is static constructor. Static constructor. So now we are going to discuss about static constructor. Till the time we discussed about instance, now static constructor. About static constructor. So while defining a constructor, if we have used a static keyword, it is called static constructor. While defining a constructor, if we used static keyword, it is called as static constructor. Static constructor is called as static constructor. Right. So second important point is static constructor. Static constructor cannot contain parameters. It cannot contain parameters. Okay. If you declare parameters, it will throw an error. It cannot. So a class can contain a class can contain only one static constructor. Only one static constructor. Why? What is the reason? A class can contain
Because
only one static constructor. Reason is what?
Because the static variable value will not change
No, it's
irrespective
multiple
of
not like
time.
objects
that.
have
It's not
only
like
one.
that. Static constructor is a parameterless constructor. So that is the reason if you will define two static constructors, it will be ambiguous for the compiler. Okay, it is not a default constructor. Again, don't confuse. Instance constructor are two types: default, parameterless, and parameterized. But static constructor is only one category, that is parameterless constructor. Okay, why it can contain only one static constructor? Because it can contain only one static constructor because it is a parameterless constructor.
Okay.
It is a parameterless constructor. If you will define two, it will throw an error. So static constructor reasons are there that we will see. But you remember first points. Static constructor cannot contain access modifier. It cannot. While defining static constructor, we should not use access modifier. Static constructor will call at the time of class is loading. Static constructor will execute at the time of class is loading. At the time of class is loading, what are the things, other things will happen?
Through main method.
No, no, no. At the time of class is loading, already we discussed that
For static memory.
memory will allocate for static variable. Now we are discussing that at the time of class is loading, static
Constructor is loading.
Static constructor will be called.
static constructor is calling. Static constructor is what? Calling. So with this we understood that at the time of class is loading, two things will happen. When class is loading, two things. Number one, memory will allocate.
Allocation.
First, memory will
Static variable.
allocate for static variable. Second, static constructor will be calling. Static constructor will be calling. So when the class is loading, two things. Number one, memory will allocate for static variable, and number two, static constructor will be calling. Number two, static constructor will be calling. When the class is loading, now when the class is loading, Vasundhara, what is happening when the class is loading?
First, two things will happen. First, memory will be allocated for static variables, and second thing, static constructor will be called.
Static constructor will be calling. Why static constructor will be calling second? Because first variable has to create, then the variable should be initialized. Then
Initialize.
the variable should be initialized. That's the reason. First memory will allocate. Second, what is that? That particular variable will be initialized. Okay. Right. Next to, yeah. Next to. So that is the story. If, okay, let's go back to the right code window. So what is the first point? One by one, we will see couple of points.
What color is one? Green.
Right, we'll see one by one here. Right. Yeah. First point is what? What is the first point?
Memory will be allocated for static variables.
The first point is while defining a constructor, if you use a static word, it is called as what constructor?
It is called static constructor.
Static.
It is a static constructor. Let's check the first point. Right. You have a class. You have a class. Class name is my class. You have a class. The class name is my class. Within the my class, I am defining a static constructor. Static my class. Open the brace, close the brace. Okay. Right. This is the first point. Second point is static constructor cannot contain what parameters. Suppose I have declared a parameter here. We'll see what will happen. Suppose here I'll declare a parameter, then it's giving an error. Static constructor must be
Parameterless.
parameterless. Static constructor must be parameterless. Okay, right. Next point is a class can contain only one static constructor. Can contain only one static constructor. So what is that? We will see. See why it cannot contain parameters, that also we'll discuss. But up to that you remember. I am defining two static constructors. Then what will happen? Both are almost all same because it is a parameter. This will be ambiguity for the compiler. Confusion for the compiler. Will be ambiguity for the compiler. Will throw what error. It's error actually. Error. What is that error?
My class.
What
My
is
class
that?
already a member called my
Already
class.
depends a
With
member
the
for
same
my class with the
parameter.
same parameter types. So with this we can say static constructor cannot contain what?
One static constructor cannot be
Static
contained
constructor
in the
will be
class.
only one within a single class. Okay, now
Class.
next static constructor cannot contain access modifier. Static constructor cannot contain access modifier. Suppose I am defining a static constructor. While defining the static constructor, I am using a access modifier called internal. Okay. Then immediately compilation build will throw what error. Access modifiers are not allowed. Access modifiers are not allowed. Right. Next to static constructor will call at the time of class is
Loading.
when the time of class is loading. When the class is loading, how many things here are happening?
Two
Two
things.
things.
The first two thing is what memory will allocate for
Static
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 variable.
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 Next, the second one is static constructor will be
The constructor will be called.
static constructor will be calling. You observe. Suppose you have a class, my class. My class contain one variable into a, and let's say a equal to 10. Same my class is having a method. Static. So the variable should be static variable, na? Static into a. So here you declared a variable. What is the variable name?
A.
A. What variable? Instance or static?
integer.
Static.
Static. And that variable you are initializing within the
Static.
Static constructor.
Static.
static constructor. Again, here I'm defining one method. What method it is?
Static method.
What method? Static method. Within the static method, what I'm doing? Within the static method, what I'm doing? I'm accessing static variable. Nothing but I'm just printing the static variable. Yes, right?
Yes, sir.
It is what variable?
Static variable.
Static
It is
variable.
what constructor? Static. It is what method?
Static method.
Static method. Static method. Coming to, you see, my class dot display. Okay, my class dot display. That's it. My class dot display. Now tell me what is happening. How the application, like how it will execute, what is happening. Because we have to prove now when the class is loading, two things are happening. Number one, the memory will allocate for static variable. Number two, static constructor is calling. First thing is what memory will allocate for.
Static variable.
Static variables.
Second is what
Static constructor will be calling.
Static
static
constructor will be
constructor will
called.
be calling. Right. You observe this now. You observe all of you. Right. So how this exactly? Now let me show you. When you run this application, how the memory is, what's happening. When you run the application, program execution should start from
Main method.
main method. Due to the reason, due to main method, first it will load which class,
Program.
Program
and
class.
after as part of the signature execution, it required a parameter called args. Args type is,
String.
String.
so first it will load this, second it will
Program.
load string, third main method execution started. So it required a method called
Display.
display method. Display method is a member of which class?
Static. My
Now,
class.
now CLR required which class?
My class.
My class. Due to that reason, my class will be
Execute.
Coding.
my class will be loading. At the time of my class is loading, first what will happen?
To
Memory will be allocated for
Static variable
memory
will
will
be
be allocated for static variable. What is the static variable name? A.
A.
No, it will allocate the memory. Don't feel that the memory will allocate for static variable within the object. No, there is no relation between object and static variable. It will create out of the object. That's why nowhere objects I am showing you. A and memory allocated. At the time of allocating the memory, it is integer variable. It will contain default value. What is the default value?
Zero.
zero.
After memory allocated, second thing will happen. Second thing is what? Constructor.
Will be calling.
Construction will be calling.
Constructor is calling. Constructor is what? Calling. So at the time of constructor is calling, you can observe static constructor is calling. A equal to
And
A equal to
10.
10.
10.
A equal to 10 means the static variable will be initialized with a value called
10.
10. So at the time of class is loading, first what is happening? Static variable is getting the memory.
Memory
Memory.
Next,
Memory.
second what is happening? Static constructor is
Initialize.
calling.
calling.
So why they made it as first? Because first memory has to allocate, then value should be initialized. That's why the mechanism they designed like this. And after that, right, you are executing. Next, after this loading, then this statement will execute. This statement is invoking a method called hello.
Display.
Hello, right? Some noise is there somewhere. When this statement will be executing, this statement is what? My class dot display means display method is calling. Display method is displaying a value called a value
Value
is
10.
a value is 10, and display method execution is completed. Again control will come to Again, their console class will be loading. That is different matter. And console.readline. Once you press enter, main method execution is
Completed.
completed. Means application execution is completed. Then all the classes will be
Unloading.
all the classes will be unloading. Here what will happen? Same my class will be
Unload.
Unloading.
unloading. At the time of my class is unloading, what will happen?
The memory will be allocated for static variable.
Memory will
Static
transfer
variable
to the
will
static.
be
GLF.
the static variable will be destroyed. The static variable will be destroyed.
That's right.
Destroyed. Okay, na? Right. Now come back to our discussion. One question is, if a class contain, if a class contain, if a class contain one static constructor, one static constructor and one instance constructor. If a class contain one static constructor and one instance constructor, a class contain one static constructor and one instance constructor, which will execute first.
Static constructor.
Static constructors.
Which will execute first. Hmm?
Static constructor.
Static
That will be called first.
First it will execute static constructor. Second it will execute
Object. Object will create.
because what is that? Class will
Static constructor.
load first
load was static variable.
and what object will create. Object will create. So first of all, if you want to create object first, what will happen? Class will be
Class will be loading.
first class will load first, then only object will create. Static constructor will be executing at the time of
Class loading.
Class
and
will be loading.
instance constructor will execute at the time of
Object creation.
Object is
object creation. Due to the reason, if a class contain one static constructor, one instance constructor, which will execute first,
Static
Static
constructor.
second
Instance.
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 Okay. In the same program you can observe right now in the same program we have one more variable into b. Now into b is what variable?
Instance variable.
instance variable.
Instance variable. Now internal my class into a equal to sorry into a1 a equal to a1 a equal to a1 a equal to a1 a equal to a1. Now come on, a equal to what is that? A1 a1. Now you guys you can see what is happening. Okay, what is happening? My another next my class and one more method will write display. Oh here not here. I'm sorry.
Right.
What is that here? Instance variable. Instance variable is what? B1. B1 B equal to B1. B equal to B1. Now A is what variable?
Static variable.
Static variable. This we are initializing within the
Static
static
constructor.
constructor. B is what variable?
Instance variable.
Instance variable we are initializing within the instance constructor.
Instance
To
constructor.
initialize instance variable B, we are using a parameter called
B1.
B1. And the static variable A we are displaying within the which method?
Static
Static.
Static method. So that's why you write a method variable method name as display A.
Method.
Display A. Display A is a static method. Next to internal void
Display B.
Display B. Display B. Okay. Now console dot right
Right
line
line.
B
B
value
value.
is console dot right line B value is
B,
B.
B,
B value
B.
is B. Here display B is what method?
Instance.
Instance method. Here you can observe one a static variable, one instance variable, one static variable, one instance variable, one
Static constructor.
constructor, one instance constructor, and one instance
Static method.
method, one static method. Okay, right, and so on. Now I want to invoke, yeah, you observe. I want to invoke static method first. I want to invoke which method? Static method. How to invoke static method?
Class name.
Main method.
My class dot display A.
Display.
Now I want to invoke instance method called display B.
My class
Object
dot
display.
Need to create an
You have to
object.
create what?
My class
My class.
is equal to new my class constructor.
1 minute. We have to create what object? My class obj
Okay.
equal to new
new
my
my
class.
class.
My class.
Because if you want to invoke instance method, we have to create.
Object.
We have to create object. At the time of creating object, we are passing one value. Why we are passing one value? Because the instance constructor required how many values?
One parameter.
One
One
value.
parameter.
To what value? Integer value. That's why we are
Yeah.
passing integer. And now you see obj dot
Dot
display
display
b.
Display B.
Display b. Obj dot display b. Right. You observe. This is the story. This is the story. Right. Now, yeah. Now you see. Yes. Now you can see how what is exactly it is. How this application is executing. How the memories are allocating. So you do one thing. I'm passing this my class code to you. Keep in your project in your system, because when we are doing memory allocation it helps for you. Right? Did you receive the code, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Copy and paste into your code window. Copy and paste into your code window, and you just display this my class code in your system. I will display main method code in my system. Then when we are tracing, it is easy to map, because now we need to understand in this memory allocation we are going to see class loading and memory allocation for static variable, and class static constructor execution, and memory allocation for instance variable and instance constructor execution. Everything we are going to see now. Are you ready, all of you?
Yes.
This understanding will be helpful for the next levels. Now, in what is the class name?
My class.
My class contain how many class level variables?
Two.
Two. And one is A, second is B. A is what variable?
Static variable.
Static
B
variable.
is what variable?
Instance variable.
Instance.
A static variable we are initializing by using,
Static constructor.
and that A static variable we are displaying with the help of static method. What is the method name? Static method name?
Display A.
Display. And B is what variable?
Instance variable.
Instance variable.
And the instance variable B we are initializing by using which constructor?
Instance constructor.
Instance
To one parameter is the instance constructor. What is the name of the parameter?
In
E1.
B.
A1.
In B.
A1. A1. What is the name of the parameter? A1. And
E1.
sorry, B1. Sorry, B1. B1. Variable name B. Instance variable name B. Parameter name B1. And how we are displaying with B variable?
By
Instance
creating an object of class.
By using
Creating object.
instance method. What is that method name?
display B.
Display. Now we are going to allocate the memories. Are you ready now?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. So you observe, whenever you run this application, program execution, how loadings, all the unloadings we'll see clearly. Okay. All right. When you run the application, first CLR required which class, which method?
Main method.
For main method, it will load which class?
Program class.
As part of the signature execution, it required what? Args. Args is class.
String
String.
class.
So program class is loaded. Program class is loaded. Number two,
Classes.
string class is loaded. And after that, program execution starts from main method. But in this first main method, first it is required to invoke a method called
Display
Display.
display is what method?
my class.
Class.
It is a my class static method. If you want to execute this method, you need this class because it is a member of which class? My class. Here it will load which class?
My class.
My class.
Load my class is loading. At the time of my class is loading, what will happen?
The static variable will be initialized.
Memory will be
Allocated for
allocated.
static variable.
Memory will be allocated.
What is that?
Memory will be allocated.
Default value?
0.
Default value will be 0.
0.
After that, static constructor will be
Initialized.
Yes.
static constructor will be calling. Calling. కాదు calling. Terminology జాగ్రత్త వినాలి మీరు. Calling. That will be initialized. Now initialized. 0 will be reinitialized as
10.
code ఉంది మీతో 10. Now static constructor execution completed. After that, control will execute what? Method. Method. Display. It will print what? A value. But at the time of A value is printing, to print this A value, it required a method called writeLine. WriteLine method is a member of which class?
Console class.
Console class.
So console class will be loading first. Then after that, writeLine method is executing. That is printing A value is, what is that? 10. 10. And this method execution is completed. Next, control will come back to this line. Here first it will execute what?
New.
It will create object.
New will create what?
Object of my class.
You will create what? Object. You will create what? Object
Object of
of
class.
which class?
My
Class.
My class. But you can observe one beautiful thing here. At the time now object is creating, but already my class is
Loaded.
already my class is loaded. So many people will say a class will load at the time of object is creating. It is not right. Okay, sometimes our class will load even the before object is created. Now here memory is allocated for a variable called
B.
B.
B default value will be
0.
0.
0. And this object will contain one more address of one method. What is that? Display
B.
display B because it is instance method. Now after this control will execute my class. My class of is nothing but what?
Constructor.
What is that? Constructor. Here you can understand one
Parameterized
point.
constructor.
One important point. Already static constructor execution is already static constructor execution is completed 2 days back. 2 days back means just 5 minutes back. And now which constructor is executing?
Instance constructor.
Instance.
Constructor.
This static constructor will execute first. Second instance constructor will be executed. Here which constructor is executing? My class of 100 means which constructor? As part of the instance constructor execution, memory will be allocated. For my class of instance constructor, memory will be allocated for one local variable. What is the variable name?
B.
B.
B1. B1.
B1.
Be 100. Then 100
100.
will be passed from B1 to B as part
B.
of constructor. Right. And once constructor execution is completed, the local variable will be
Destroyed.
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 Then after this, control will execute LHS. LHS will create a local variable of main method. Will create a local variable for main method and assignment operator. Default value will be null. Assignment operator will be assigning 1010. Finally, this reference variable is pointing to this
Object of
reference
my
variable
Object of my class.
reference variable is pointing to object.
Object.
Okay, now, next after this control will execute obj dot
Display.
Display B.
display b. Here
Display
it
method.
into b value is
100.
100.
100.
And console dot readline. It will execute
Control
readline method. Once control encountered main method execution is completed. Local
is
variables of the
unload.
main method will be
Destroyed and unload.
destroyed. Destroyed. That is the story. Are you clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Now next is another point is here to display static variables you are using static method, but can I display static variable within the instance method?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Using the class directly the name of the variable.
So static variable I'm trying to access within the which method?
Instance method.
Instance
Instance method. So you can remember one important point, within the instance method you can access
Static variables.
static
within the
variable.
instance method you can access
Static
static
variable.
variables also. And as well as now I will define one static method now. One static method. What is the static method? Just now we have seen a static display. Let's say A. Let's say name is A. But within the static method, can I access instance variable?
No.
No, sir.
No. No.
Yes.
Remember this point. Remember this point. Within the static method, you cannot access instance variable. But within the instance method, you can access
Static variable.
Static variable.
variable. Suppose you have 10 variables, among 10, 8 are instance variables, 2 are static variables. In that case, you can display all the variables by using which method?
Instance.
Instance method.
Method you can display. Remember only one important point. Static variable can be accessed within the instance method. Can be accessed within the which method?
Instance.
Instance
Instance.
method. Okay, right. Now come back to our discussion. Now with all these things, yeah, there are few points I've given as part of this discussion. Now you do one thing. Finally, purpose of static constructor. Finally, purpose of static constructor. Purpose of static constructor.
Static variable. To initialize at the time of creating an
Static
object for
Purpose of
instance
static
variable.
constructor is to initialize,
At the time of creating of an
initialize,
object.
to initialize. Purpose of static constructor is to initialize what variables?
Static variable.
Static
Instance
variables.
variable.
The purpose of static constructor is to initialize static variables. Purpose of instance constructor is
Initialize
to
variables.
initialize instance variables. To initialize what variables? Instance variables. Whatever points I have given in this notepad, all I am sending to you all. Right. 5 minutes time I am giving you. 5 minutes here and there. You read 10 times and you recall 10 times. Come on, do it. Did you receive all the people got it in chart?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, go through it fast.
Excuse me, sir. Sir.
Bhaskar, whatever you are asking, you try first that. Try. You create object first, then call static method. Even though same thing will happen.
Actually, I'm thinking
No, whatever
class will
doubt you
load.
have, you do it. You do it in your system, you will understand. Okay. Yeah, you are
Okay.
asking, I understood. You try that. You try that in your system. Don't ask because instead of asking somebody, how many questions you will ask somebody? Doubt is good. Do it. You try it and you try to understand what is happening.
Okay. Okay.
You try. You do what? Define a class with all these things. And in the same program, first you create object. Second call the static method. You see. And in that also what is happening? In any angle you see, static constructor will be only calling first. Because even though you created object, you are creating object first also, class should be load first. In all the angles, anything should perform by the CLR. First you need class. Class loading will be first. Then only your object will create.
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Wait. First you go through it all.
Okay.
You go through it 10 times, multiple times. You will not have any doubts. And while you are going through, you also try to check in your systems. Do it. Try to check in system. Every point you check in system how I was checking. Right. Okay now over all of you.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now here what is that small changes we'll do now. Right. 1 minute. Internal void display A. Display A means A is a static variable, so the method should be
Correct.
static. Static method means console dot right line. A value is A. Now display B. Kalyani, mute yourself.
Okay, sorry, sir.
Dot right line. B value is B. B value is B. So one is static method, another one is instance method. Now what we will do, we will create the object first. After creating object, first invoking instance method, then invoking static method. In this case also same story, any problem? Bhaskar, did you try this?
Yes, sir. I tried.
Your doubt is if you will do like this, first instance constructor may invoke,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why.
but what is invoking now?
Actually, it's
That will because
We
it
faced
will be
first time
calling.
different model. Now if you do like this in the main method, if you have written the code like this, which constructor will invoke first?
my class of 100.
If you will, if for this code, in this code your class contains static constructor and instance constructor in your class, my class. So in this case, which constructor will execute first?
Instance
Static
constructor.
constructor.
My class.
Static constructor.
Static constructor.
In this case, in any case, standard, first static constructor will
Static.
call, then only instance constructor will call. You check it. Now also you can check. Because first class is loading, then only object will create. You can check this code also. Now you see. Right. So here in this case also you can observe. First forget about program class, string class, not matter for us. First what will happen in this block, in this statement, new has to execute. New has to do what? Creating
Object of my class.
object of which class? My class.
My class.
Creating object of my class. Creating object of what? My class.
My class.
Right. Creating object of my class. So if you want to create object for my class, now CLR requires which class?
My class.
CLR requires my class. Whenever a class is required for CLR, what will happen? Class will be
Static.
Loading.
class will be loading. Class will be loading. According to that, before new is execution, because of new, here my class is loading.
Loading first.
Here my class is loading. Compulsory has to load. Anything you want to do, first class has to load. Na? As part of my class is loading, you can observe. Memory is allocated for A, static variable. And static constructor will be calling. Static constructor will be calling. Initialize a value called 10. First memory is allocated, second static constructor is called. Okay, then after that what is happening?
Object will be created.
Object of my class created.
Object is going to create. As part of object creation, 1010 object of my class, and the object will contain address of instance method called display B,
Display.
and memory will allocate for instance variable, that is 0, 0. Up to here new over. Now my class of 100, which constructor?
Instance constructor.
Instance constructor. As part of the instance constructor, one local variable will be on behalf of my class instance constructor, parameter local variable will be created. What is that? B1. B1 value is 100. The 100 will be stored into B. The 100 will be stored into B. B. Okay, na? Now instance constructor execution is completed. Then after that, LHS will create a variable called obj pointing to this object, and obj.displayB instance method called myClass.displayA static method is calling. So even though in this case also, first which constructor is called?
Static constructor.
Static constructor.
Second which constructor is called?
Instance.
Instance
It's
constructor.
called. Okay. Right. Now Chari, what is your doubt?
In static constructor,
Hmm.
we can pass the values at runtime.
That you have to tell. Can I pass a value to the static constructor in runtime? You tell.
It's parameterless, right?
Parameterless.
Wait.
Actually, we are assigning a value in static constructor as a class is loading, sir. Equals to 10.
Listen.
That 10 value we can give the at runtime.
Listen. Can I pass the value to instance constructor in runtime?
Yes, that is.
Can I pass the values to the instance constructor in runtime?
Yes.
What is the answer?
Yes.
Can I pass
No,
the
sir.
values to the instance constructor in runtime? Yes.
Yes.
Yes. How you are? It is passing. You are passing with the help of
Parameterized.
Parameterized.
parameter. Because static constructor can contain
Parameters.
parameters. Now question is, can I pass the can I can I pass the parameter to can I pass the value to the instance constructor in runtime? Answer is what? Yes, with the help
Yes.
of parameters.
Parameter.
But can I pass the value to static constructor in runtime?
No.
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 Why?
First of all, it doesn't have.
Because it's a
Why?
parameterless
Because it will not supporting parameters. It is not supporting parameters. Why it is not supporting parameters? Now we will discuss. Why static constructor is not supporting parameters? Why it is not
Because the
supporting?
value cannot
Because,
be
because
differentiated.
static variable value is what? Fixed value. Static variable value is what?
Fixed value.
Fixed. Can you give me some examples of static variables of employee class?
Employee.
Employee.
Company name. Company name is Wipro. Company name is Wipro. Already it's a known value. It's a known value. It's a known value. It's known value. It's not dynamic value. It is what value? Static value. Static value. Known value and fixed value. Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If it is static value, why need to pass in runtime? You can pass in which time? At the time of defining only you can pass. You can initialize. Company name equal to Wipro. Company name equal to Wipro. You can initialize at the time of defining the constructor. You don't require to pass in runtime. Employee number is you don't know what is the employee number. That's why you are passing in which time? Runtime. But company name is a known value, static value, not dynamic value. That is the reason we do, that is the reason we don't require
Parameters.
Runtime.
parameter for which constructor?
Static constructor.
Static constructor doesn't require any parameters. That is the reason they said static constructor should not have any
Parameters.
parameters. That is it. They have given that rule because not required. Your static constructor not required any parameters. Not required any parameters. Okay, right. Now, right. I'll give you one case study. Yeah, all the angles we are discussing now, we have to do one case study. That case study is define employee class. Define employee class with the following states and behaviors. States are for this you do design UML. You design your own UML. You design your own UML. Come on. Right.
Done.
Over.
Yes, sir.
Now we'll see. First of all, for this requirement, designing UML is important. Right. What is the class name?
Employee.
What is the
Employee
class?
class.
Employee. Class name is employee. Employee. Right. Next instance variables.
You log
Instance
ENO.
variables are long.
You log
Yes.
ENO. String ename.
Rename.
Among four, how many are instance?
Three.
Three.
Three are instance.
Three are instance. Which is static?
Company.
Company name.
Company name is static.
Then more rename.
Double ESL.
And
Static string company name.
static string company name.
Company name.
Company over states. Coming to the behaviors.
Two behavior.
Display information.
Hmm?
Sir,
Display.
we can just write one behavior.
No, you need to have two behaviors.
No, constructor is also a behavior. You have to remember it.
Okay.
Structure that you have to think. How to initialize ENO, ename, ESAN?
Using a
By using instance
Constructor.
constructor. How to initialize company name? By using
Static
Static.
the voice is coming. Right. Right. How to initialize company? Right. Teja, tell me how to initialize company name. Teja. How to initialize company name? By using
Static.
Static keyboard.
static constructor. Static constructor. Tell me. Static. Come on. Employee. Right. Now, Uma, tell me, how to initialize ENO, ename, ESAL
Internal,
by using instance constructor? Internal,
instance, internal void, internal employee, sorry,
void, internal,
long employee,
internal,
long, EMP,
Parameters.
employee,
You
what
long,
is that?
EMP,
long
You long,
you long,
EMP,
string name,
EMP,
MPN,
double
EMP,
is
what is that?
string,
String,
string, EMP name,
MP name, double,
double, EMP
EMP
set.
set.
MP sal. And coming to display, you have to display employee number, employee name, employee salary, and company name. You have to define one method. Which method you can define?
Instance.
instance method.
Instance
To
method.
display employee number, employee name, employee salary, you can use which method? Instance method. To
Instance
display
method.
company name, you should use
Static method.
static method.
Instance
You
method
want
is
to handle all these. You want to handle all these things with the help of single display method. Which display method? Can I go for static display or instance display?
Static. No, instance, sorry, instance method.
Because within the instance method you can access static variable, but within the static method we cannot access. If you want to go with single method, go with instance method. If you want to go with two methods, go with one instance and one static. Right. Internal void display.
Void.
Simple display. One display. One display. Over. This is the total UML. Okay. Right. Now come back to our discussion. Yeah.
So without the static instructor also, if we just initialize the static variable, it's also enough, right?
At the time of declaration, you can initialize, but the purpose of constructor is sometimes you want to write some logic. That's the reason they have given a special block. Okay.
Okay.
Now we'll write the program for this. Will you write?
yes, sir.
Right. 1 minute. Tell me the code. Time is class
Employee.
Employee.
class employee.
You long.
Right.
Employee number.
Class employee. Class employee.
Long.
You long employee number.
1 minute. The class employee. Come on, fast.
You
You
long.
long
E
employee
and O.
number.
String name.
String name.
Double isal.
Double,
Double is and
Static.
string
One
company.
person, anyone.
String.
Madhulitama, tell me. Or else,
Static.
let's give chance to others. Manasa, come on, continue. Static.
String.
Static
Remaining all people mute.
company name.
Voice is coming. Mute.
String company
Whenever
name.
I talk a person, that person only speak. Static.
String company name.
String company name. Static string company name. Now you need to define one static constructor. Tell me how to define static constructor. Static
Static
employee,
employee
employee,
parameters.
right?
And
Company name equal to
company
some
name.
name. Suppose Wipro. Company name equal to Wipro. Company name equal to Wipro. Okay, na? Right.
Internal.
Now Neha, come on, continue. Instance constructor. Neha. Immediately Manasa, you can go off. Come on. Neha. Next. Neha is not available. Vinil. Right. If Vinil is not available, next Girish. Come on. Not Girish. Indira. Indira. Not there.
Internal employee,
Internal.
employee,
You long.
and you EMP string EMP name, double EMP sal, and then start assigning the variables.
1 minute, 1 minute. Double EMP, sir. Right.
ENO equal to EMPNO,
EMPNO.
E name equal to EMP name, ESAL equal to EMP sal, and
Enough, enough,
two methods.
enough. Now, next. Yeah. Yeah. Arun, can you tell me the code? Arun?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, continue.
Uh,
Now you need what?
Internal void display.
You need method, display method. Very good.
Yeah,
Very good.
display.
Yeah, tell me. Internal void
Void display.
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 Right. Are you following classes?
Yes, sir.
You joined very late, but right, very good. Console dot right.
Console dot right line.
Tell me.
Employee name.
Printing all the
Employee
values.
number is
MPNO is
is
MPNO
plus ENO.
MPNO is sorry.
Plus
ENO
ENO.
ENO. Next.
Yeah. Console right line.
Console dot right.
Employee name is ename.
The name is
Ename.
the name.
Console dot right line.
Console dot right.
Employee salary is
Salaries is sir.
ESAL.
Wait.
Console
Stop. Chandini, continue. You can unmute immediately. Chandini. Right. Next. Yeah. Frew, come on, continue. Otherwise, Kumar. Right.
Console dot right line,
Console dot right line. Console dot right line. Come on. Company
company name is,
name is COMP name.
yeah.
COMP name. Okay. Right. Over. So now we have to go for which method? Main method. In main method, if you want to invoke display method, first you need to create what object. Object for which class? My class. So my
Employee class.
sorry,
Employee
employee class. MP1 equal to new. Okay, Poonam, come on, continue. Poonam, continue.
Equals to new
Employee. Uh,
employee of values
values triple one.
Rama
Rama.
1000
Come on,
comma 1000
1000 over. Next. Shekhar, continue. Shekhar.
One dot display,
Shekhar. Next, Sami, come on, continue. Ready Gundala Miru. You should be ready for
EMP1 dot display,
dot display. One dot display. That's it. Anything else?
Yeah, that's it, sir.
Else? Anything else? No, right? So,
No.
no. You open your code window, guys. Memory allocations. Now you are going to do. I am giving that chance to you. Utilize it. Okay. Open your code window. Copy paste my code. Just now I have sent employee class. Received?
Yes, sir.
Received. Next I am going to send main method code. Main method code. I am sending main method code to you all. Right. Do memory allocations. Take a pen and paper. Do your own memory allocation. Right, guys? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, memory. Are you able to do memory allocation, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, fine. We will do one thing. You also code, you do one thing, same style. Our style is main method is in front of me and remaining employee class is in front of you. Okay, now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we'll do memory allocations. Right. Yeah, let's see. Okay, guys. Now, yeah, right. Uh, right. Forget about program, class, string, class, all those things. Program execution starts by main method. As part of main method, first it has to execute what?
Yes.
Huh?
New
It has to create what? Object.
Object.
Object for which class?
Employee.
employee
So now CLR required which class?
Employee, sir.
em-
Employee
Employee
class.
class.
CLR requires
Employee.
employee class. That is the reason. So which class is
Employee class. Employee class will be loading.
now employee class is loading. At the time of loading employee class, at the time of loading employee class, memory will be allocating for
Static variable company name.
memory will be allocating. First memory will be allocating number one, a static variable. What is the name of the static variable?
Company name.
COMP name. COMP name, company name. And what is the default value?
Null.
Default value
no
will be null. Default value will be null. Default value will be null. Default value will be null. After that, control will invoke
Static constructor.
static constructor. Control will invoke static constructor. And the static constructor will be
Initialize the static variable.
initializing company name. What is the company name?
Wipro
So, constructor will be invoking company name, that is Wipro. Okay, now? Right. Next, after this, after this, now control will be executing.
execute
Executing.
uh,
And observe memory. Allocated to static variable. Static constructor is called. Next, object is creating. Object is created. Object is created. Object is created. Object of
Employee class.
object of
employee
class employee class. Object of which class? Employee.
Employee class.
Object of employee class. And the address of the object will be 1010. Memory will allocated for instance.
Instance variables.
So next word ename.
Mm,
Ename. Next word
Equal.
Isa.
Is
is envo. Ename is first 0, second
So,
null, again
null.
0.
Zero.
and holding the address of the method, which method instance method, holding the address of the instance method. Okay, right. After this, control will execute what constructor. Which constructor is calling now?
Instance.
Instance. As part of the instance constructor is calling, on behalf of instance constructor, there will be three local variables will create. What is that?
number,
ENO. ENO value will be triple one. Next EMP name value will be Rama. Next EMP SAL value will be 1000.
1000.
These three values will be initialized to instance variables. Triple one, Rama, and what 1000. After once instance constructor execution completed, local variables will be destroyed. Then control will execute LHS. LHS will be a local variable, and the default value of this variable will be null. Null. This variable is creating on behalf of which method?
Main method.
Method. Yes. And after this, control will be executing.
Assignment operator.
Control will be executing what assignment operator. It will be assigning address. Then the tells you a story. This is a known story only. Next, after this, control. Okay, now over. Now control is invoking a method called
EMP1.
display. Display method. Display is printing what EMP NO is triple one. EMP name is Rama. EMP salary is 1000. Company name is Wipro. Company name is Wipro. Once that method execution is completed, again control will come back, read line. Once you press the enter, main method execution is completed, local variables of main method will be destroyed. As well as employee class is
Unloaded.
at the time of unloading employee class, the static variable will be
Destroyed.
Destroyed.
destroyed, and object will become unreferred object. Unreferred object. Unreferred object. I hope you are clear. We have to do
Yes, sir.
couple of exercises on this, then only we'll get command. No doubt confusions are there, I'm sure. Confusions.
Sir,
Yes.
can you explain one more time the memory allocation
Don't
for
worry, don't worry. We'll
class?
do one more exercise. Wait. We'll do one more. Otherwise, you want explanation one more time? Okay.
Sir, only class, static class.
Okay, fine. We'll see again. All of you guys, you observe. I think loading a problem, unloading a loading time, unloading.
Class loading, sir. Company
Program
name,
execution
Wipro.
starts by main method, and first it is has to create what
New.
it is creating what object. But object to create what if you want to create object, you need a which class.
Employee class.
So now first employee class is loading. At the time of employee class is loading, two things will happen. Memory will allocate per static variable. Static constructor will be calling. Here, how many static variables are there in this program?
Only one.
One. That's why memory will be allocating for static variable. The value is what?
Zero.
The value
Null.
The value is sorry. The value is null. And after this, static constructor is calling. Static constructor is initializing a value called
Wipro. Company name.
what is that? Wipro. And after this, static constructor called everything is completed. Next object will create. And remaining story will be same. I hope you understood that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. మీరు ఒక పని చేయండి. You do one thing for this. You do one thing. What I am asking you for this same program, you create one more object. Same program, you create one more object. One more object means first employee Rama, second employee is Sita. Employee MP2 equal to new employee equal to Sita 2000. MP2 dot Now you do the memory allocations. Better na? You'll get one more time. Don't write same as above. Take one fresh paper and do memory allocation again A to Z. Yeah, whenever there are kids, try to mute better because we can't stop them to do noise. Okay, don't ask them to sit calm because they are kids. So better is what? Better to mute ourselves. I'm also having the same problem, but I can't mute myself. I'm trying to make them to send out from my room. Okay, because kids means they will do noise. They have to do noise. So better you can do what you know. Better to mute. And whenever you want to talk, just that time unmute. Okay, guys, do memory allocation for two objects. Right? Completed. Huh?
Yes, sir. Sir, one question.
One minute, 1 minute. Let it be. Let all the people complete. All the people try
Okay.
to complete.
Sir, one small question. That this static variable, they are created where, sir? Heap.
Sorry, static variable.
Are created in heap.
Right, right. That is static variable will create in method area. That is a different topic. Okay. There is a topic called inside CLR. I'll give you that material. If you will read it, you will understand. Inside CLR means where the memories are allocating stack, heap, method area, execution engine. End of the oops, I'll give you that material. Okay. Then you can go
Okay, sir.
through it. You will get understanding what inside the CLR, how the memories are allocating also. Very beautiful concept. But all these things are time consuming process. That material I'll give you. Don't worry. Okay. Two
Okay,
topics
sir.
are there.
Thanks.
Memory management by garbage collector and memory allocations within the CLR. These two topics we are experts in Hyderabad. Okay, whenever I'll conduct a workshop, 1,000 people will come. But actually it is internal things that my material is there. I'll share to you all. There I'll explain. I have explained it ABCD. Definitely you can. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
And as well
Sir,
as
in this,
we have a channel in YouTube. So I didn't get the much time to upload the recordings. Couple of topics like this type of topics definitely I'm planning to record in YouTube and I will upload. And anyhow, you can go to YouTube and type my name RN Reddy. You will get some channel. Just see the channel. You subscribe first. Very soon I'm planning to launch couple of sessions into that. This type of
Yeah,
things. This
teacher.
type of things means rare topics. Nobody will explain these topics. Like web hosting is there, but web hosting I conducted workshop. That video is not clear. I'm going to upload again latest one. You just watch it also. How to host a website into the internet. That too, we didn't post complete, we didn't upload complete video. Only 30 minutes video we uploaded. That was recorded by some students that time. When class is going on, some cameraman is there. He recorded a video and he has given to me. Quality is not clear. You just subscribe into our channel.
Yeah, we
Very
should.
soon you can.
R&D IT school, right? R&D IT school.
IT school, it's my channel. Very soon, not getting. Definitely, if I can upload 100 videos into that channel, we'll get so many, so much popularity in YouTube because with our explanation, I'm sure about that. The reason is what in a single day, 10 minutes time also I'm not getting. That is the reason. Every minute is engaged with something. That's why. But even though I have to work hard every day, at least half video or one video like that, we have to plan weekly 1 or 2 videos. By that, maybe a couple of beautiful sessions we can record and we can share to the people. R&D IT school. Yes, that is my dream. It's a company. I want to start with that name, a company, school, training school, online training school.
I subscribe to the channel.
Right. And we have a group in Facebook also. Already a couple of people are members in that group. I'll show you that group
Yes.
also now itself. Right, over, all of you guys completed.
Sir, in this program, static constructor will be called only once, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's why to get all these doubts only I asked you to create 2 objects. Okay, we'll discuss on that. Before that, I'll show you something to you, all the guys. Completed, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Very good. 1 minute, all of you. We have one group in Facebook. It was created by our students in Hyderabad. They told me, sir, we need this
I
type
sent
of group,
the.
definitely.
I sent link.
You can also use the for your subject.
I sent link.
Yes. You guys, this is the link of this group, my group. Link I'm sharing to all the people. The group it's a secret group, means private group. You can't get in search engine. When you search, you will not get this. You can see, dude, it's a pure technical group. No, it will not have any cinema news, all these stupid things. Facebook.com groups R&D tech support. It is a group is created with 2 people. Now the group has members of
56,000 something.
6,000 members are there. Yes. Only subject to subject maximum. You can see people will post in India when they will come
I
to
just.
classes. They will post. Anybody posted now? Kumar?
Prithvi, I requested to join.
Okay. You when you give who is given request Prithvi, right? Whenever you
Yeah.
request, I will get a request like this as admin. I will approve. Now you can access the group. Now you can access the group. This is the students will post. You can observe my students when they got jobs. Monica, 9 to 1 batch. I got 3 offers. Innovapath, Jarafi, Jiva Infotech. Finally, she joined in Jiva Infotech. Okay. And some student posted some examples. You can also post your homeworks. People will post their homeworks here. Um, right. Next, Naveen. I got selected in Abstract. Right. His experience, interview questions they will post and program. Right. Next, to see how they were sending. Right. Right. Technical, subject to subject. Everybody Facebook content. Oh, Facebook. But we are using Facebook only for subject. Okay. Right. Programs. Right. This is Satish. He got selected in some company. And this is Lata. She got selected in some company. Lata. Next. Like that. You can see reviews. By that you will also get some motivation. Okay. Right. That I'm expecting from you all. And main important thing is you have a section, files section. File section. click this file section. In this files section, you have some documents. You can also download examples, student uploaded documents. I have uploaded all these documents will be available. Okay, you go through it, then you will get somewhat idea. And my advice is you can be member of this group, and as well as what I am telling to all people is you can add your friends also, especially Uma and Sammy and our old students. I'm telling you, you can add your friends. You join into this group with your smartphone. Here you have an option called add members. Whatever, suppose you have, Sammy, how many members you have in your Facebook friend contacts? Right, Uma, like you more than 100. Yeah, right. What you can do, you can type all, you can select one by one, you can select, you can click add. At a time you can add 4 contacts. If you will add, I will approve them. There, it's not a time pass website, right? It's a technical site, and all the subject related information, motivation will be there. And this is one. I hope you received link, all of you guys.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
The second thing is coming to YouTube. YouTube also I'm going to give you very beautiful videos. Yeah, that is go to youtube.com. In this youtube.com, our channel name is RN Reddy IT School. Just type my name, and students are posted some other videos of with my name. So you type my channel name RN Reddy IT School, then it will open my channel RN Reddy IT School. Just click this, and here you can observe. Yeah, right. Some I said just web hosting now. Web hosting, but video is not clear. Web hosting means right. Web hosting means how to host a website. Developed website, how to host into the internet. I conducted a live workshop actually. In front of the students only, I developed one website. We hosted into the internet. That is the web hosting. Okay, see this web hosting session. Right. Okay. So many people attended that time. This is my classroom actually in Hyderabad. These people are my students. Right. Almost all I know every student name. Almost all I can recognize every student, even though hundreds of people will be there. Even though among 500 students, one new student will come, I can recognize him within 5 minutes. You are new. Okay. Right. Just whenever you have a time, you just watch this video. Just half an hour is there. Half an hour video. Full video to upload. And I'm going to upload very soon that also. And you just right, be with this channel also. Right. I'm sending this channel. Any of channel you can catch easily. Right. So that's it. Okay, guys. Come back to our discussion. Program. Yeah. Program. So when you are doing memory allocations, you had a doubt, class will load one time or multiple times, all these things. Now I am going to explain now. Yeah, listen. I am going to explain memory allocations very clearly now. You observe. Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, you can observe. First, Babu, all of you, program execution starts from main method. So new has to execute. New means you need which class?
Employee class.
Employee class. Somewhere my voice is getting resound. Who is that? From which person? In the top, you will get the name when the disturbance is coming. You can tell that person name. That new is creating object. But if you want to create object, you need employee class. That's why when the employee class is loading, at the time of loading, variable will be getting the memory. What is the variable name? Company name. And the default value will be 0. Then static constructor will be executed. Sorry,
None, sir.
null,
It's
and the
null.
default static constructor will be executing. Static constructor will be initialized as a value called what? Wipro. With this, class loading is completed and two things are happened. One is memory is allocated for static variable. Next static constructor is calling. After this, what is happening? One object is creating for employee class. That object address is 1010 and variables are envo. Envo default value 0. Next ename default value is null. Next esal default value is 1000. What is that? Default value is 0. Esal is 0, right?
Oh, zero, sir.
After this, it is holding the address of a method called display. And what is the story? Employee constructor will be calling. Employee constructor will be calling. As part of the employee constructor is calling, how many local variables are getting the memory?
Three.
Three local variables are
Three
getting
variables.
memory.
Number one, EMP.
EMP and
What is the value? 111. Number three, EMP name. What is the value? Rama.
Rama.
Number three, EMP sal. What is the value? 1000.
1,000.
And those values are initialized. Constructor execution will be initializing from local variables to instance variables. 111 Rama and what? 111 Rama and what? 1000. 1000. Once constructor execution is completed, the local variables will be
destroyed.
destroyed. After this, LHS will execute. That LHS will be creating a local variable on behalf of a method called main method. And default value will be null. And because of assignment, 1010 will be assigning. This object will be, this reference variable is pointing to this object. This local variable is creating on behalf of which method?
Main method.
Main method. Now company name is available in class level. That's why that can access. It is common to this object. And now control is going to create next object, new. And before that, one method will execute. What is a method? Display method. Display method is executing on behalf of which object? EMP1 object. So it will print what values? 111 Rama 1000.
1,000.
Next again object is created, new. This time object is created, one more object is created, that is object of employee class, and variables will be getting the memory, that is envo0, that is ename what is it? Null, and esal is also what? 0. And 2010 is the object address, and it is holding the address of a method called display. And employee of, again constructor is calling, instance constructor is calling on behalf of employee class, and again local variables are getting the memory, empnvo 222, emp name, what is emp name? Sita. And emp sal, that emp sal is 2000. And as part of the constructor execution, the values will be initialized to instance variables 222, Sita, again what? 2000. And once constructor execution is completed, these local variables will be destroyed. After this, LHS create a local variable. Again, the local variable is creating on behalf of main method, and the default value of the local variable will be null. And the EMP1, EMP2, both variables from which method?
Main method.
So local variables, and it is holding the address of second object 2020. The reference variable is pointing to this object. Whenever you call emp2.display, display method is called on behalf of emp2. emp2 is holding the object second object address. Second object values are 222 Sita 2000. That's why display method this time will print 222 Sita 2000. Next console.readline will execute. Once you press enter, main method execution is completed. First main method local variables will be destroyed, and the objects will become unreferred object, as well as employee class is unloading. That's why static variable will be
Destroyed.
destroyed. The static variable will be common for this subject, tomorrow's object, day after tomorrow's object, 100 objects. Even though you create 1000 objects for this class, all the objects common variable is what? Static variable will be common for all the objects. Only one time it is creating, one time it is destroying. But instance variable is creating for every object. Instance variable is creating for every object. That is a story. So for today, it is enough, and you can work on couple of case studies, then you will get more command on this. Go to your lab book, all of you guys, .NET lab book. Go to your .NET lab book. Yeah, see the OOPS case studies after employee class regard with this similar like one case study will be with student class. Check it.
Yeah, student number,
Task number.
What pages?
email address.
What pages?
Task number.
Second, I
118.
I think 121.
121. No?
121.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Even though you can observe here not 121. Before that those simple tasks are there. 1 minute. 1 minute.
120.
1 minute email. 1 8. Now you observe 118. Try 118. 118. Understood? Class name? Student. NOS name SLOC. College name is 118.
Yes, sir.
118. And 119. No, not 119. Sorry. 120. 118, 120. Next. 121. 121. Enough. That's it. How many tasks?
3.
118. 120.
120, 121.
121. I sent to chart tasks. So, right, thank you very much. And coming to the class, special class. So, shall I plan or not?
Yes.
Sir, tomorrow 9 o'clock, if you start your time, that is 11:30 our time, sir. So that will be the
I
midday.
have worked on that. Simple logic. 1 minute. Now my time is 7:30. Current time to everybody. Present my
For us is 10.
1 minute. 7:30 a.m. plus. So just add 13 and a half hours. 13 and a half hours. 13 hours. 13 hours, 30 minutes for your time. For your time. If it is there, you observe. 7:30 a.m. Again 12 hours means what? 7:30
PM.
p.m.
PM.
7:30 p.m. plus 1 and a half hour. 1 and a half hour. 1 hour. 1 hour. Am I right? 30 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Then for me it will come what? 9 p.m.
30.
For me it will come 9 p.m. Are you understood?
It will be.
Yes, sir.
There is no confusion. Current your time,
No,
whatever
sir, it is.
I don't know what is your time. That time plus 13 hours, 30 minutes you calculate, you will come to the class.
No, sir. 14
No,
hours.
sir, 14 hours, 13 minutes.
14 hours, 30 minutes.
This
It will be.
CST time.
1
It
minute.
will be 6:30.
No. Listen. My plan is I want to organize class today night. My time 9 o'clock. 9 o'clock means